Omaha police investigating the disappearance of Camisha Hollis were frustrated in their search for the missing woman. According to her boyfriend Marvin, she left during the night without an explanation. While police hunted for her car, detectives examined the long relationship between Camisha and Marvin Young.
Camisha was a very dedicated family person, and she was a dedicated employee, held down 2 jobs to support her family, so it was very uncharacteristic of Camisha and her behavior.
Did her mother suspect this wasn't just a missing person anymore, but something more?
Camisha's mother knew right away something was wrong, not only because she hadn't shown up to work, but because she loved her daughter so much. She worked 2 jobs to make sure that they would have a great life, and she knew that she wouldn't leave them home alone by themselves for hours, if not days.
Camisha and Marvin had been together for over a decade. Their union began as a high school romance and quickly turned serious.
They were 17. Camisha instantly fell for Marvin, took him in. He had come from a broken home, and she felt like it was her job to help care for Marvin. And after high school, they end up moving in together, and Camisha gets pregnant, and they end up having 2 lovely daughters and had what appeared to be a great family.
While police doubted parts of Marvin's story, there was no proof that he had harmed his girlfriend. Nevertheless, they had few leads to consider, and just when the investigation appeared to be on life support, they got a break. Camisha's car was found in downtown Omaha.
Video evidence from the hotel showed that the car was dumped and the man walked away from the car, leaving it in the parking lot.
Police think that somebody must have washed the car out trying to get rid of the blood or DNA evidence that may have been inside. When they actually do search the vehicle and process it, they do find Camisha's blood is the one that's found inside the vehicle.
They were able to locate Camisha's purse and identification in the trunk of the car. Upon closer inspection of the video from the hotel, the man that was identified leaving the car there was actually Marvin Young.
Police now believed that Marvin Young was involved in Camisha Hollis's disappearance, but proving it was something else entirely.
This investigation started really to change from a missing persons investigation to a criminal investigation because of everything that's compounding for investigators. The surveillance video from inside the house, the surveillance video from the wildlife refuge, the vehicle being found at a hotel, blood inside the vehicle, as well as her belongings.
At this point, we have circumstantial evidence that has Marvin, the last person being seen with Camisha. We also have Marvin dropping the car off at the hotel. So police believe that Marvin is most likely involved in Camisha's disappearance.
Police knew Marvin hadn't been truthful and brought him in for another interview. However, without Camisha's body, there was no probable cause to arrest him. But now police had some leverage.
So how did police plan on getting Marvin to tell them what he knew?
Investigators wanted to get Marvin into custody so they could continue to build their case against him for what happened to Camisha. They do that by pulling him in and charging him with neglect for leaving his children alone by themselves at their home.
Once Marvin was under arrest, police challenged his story that Camisha had left during the middle of the night. They showed Marvin the video of him dumping her car in the hotel lot. And for Marvin, it was fight or flight.
When Marvin is confronted with the video evidence, he still denies any involvement in Camisha's disappearance. He becomes angry and destroys the interrogation room at the Omaha Police Department. They placed Marvin in custody and charged him with 3 counts of child neglect and then the destruction of property of the room.
With Marvin now in jail, police re-examined the timeline of the night Camisha went missing. They pressed him to tell what occurred after the security video shut off, and Marvin wasn't talking. But Camisha's daughter had plenty to say.
So now that Marvin's in custody, the children are brought in to be interviewed to see if they know anything else about the night of Camisha's disappearance.
The 10-year-old daughter was really a big key to trying to piece together for investigators what actually happened that night. She remembers it being a scary evening. Her father was angry, being physically abusive towards them and their mother.
On the night of Camisha's disappearance, Marvin had put them to bed and had given them each cough syrup even though they weren't ill. And she felt that this was an attempt for them to go to sleep. So she spit out part of the cough syrup unbeknownst to her father.
Marvin took the eldest daughter's cell phone away. After Marvin left the girl's bedroom, she lay in bed, just listening.
Her two siblings fell asleep. She was able to stay awake a while longer. She could hear her father beating her mother and her mother calling out, asking him to stop and yelling, "Ouch."
The next morning, the daughter awoke from the nightmare, but it wasn't a dream.
When she woke up, she was confused because Mom and Dad and the car were all gone and did not know where or what happened until Grandma showed up.
The daughter's testimony was powerful evidence of her father's violence against her mother. But police knew a circumstantial case without a body would be tough to prove. They hoped that Camisha's phone could provide the proof they needed.
He was with her, and violence escalated that night to the point where he ended her life.